lot of moving pieces and stuff, but was good, people. About to start up in a bit. Um, I just want to start by saying this. Tonight's show is going to be different. Probably won't be as long. Try to keep the energy the same, but as you can see, um, my partner in crime, Black Mac, is not here with me. Without getting too much into his situation, if you don't follow him personally, um, he and his family are going through some things, so he has to take a knee, um, and handle real life stuff. So we were going to postpone moving forward, show him the same grace that he showed me when I was going through what I went through about a couple months ago. But we didn't give you an episode last week, and coming off of 3 weeks of no episodes with me, what we didn't want to do is just have people up in the air like, where's the show at? Also on the other side, hey, what's up, Jeff? Appreciate all the love and stuff, man. And speaking of which, man, we got a good team over here at DFPN. It's some big shoes to fill while he's stepping away, but we're gonna try to do the best we can and keep it moving forward. But just giving you guys a heads up before we get to it, and we'll talk about a little bit more in the final shots and thoughts. But before we start the show, just go ahead and give thoughts and prayers and positive energy and all that stuff out to you, Black, if you're watching, when you get around to hearing it. Not only us here at the Smoke Pit and all the Pitmasters here, but across the network, man. And we'll try to keep the show going without you. No rush. Take your time, and when you're ready to go, you know how to just jump back in and we get back to what we do. But ladies and gentlemen, I will try to do my best as a solo act to keep the energy and keep the topics coming. And with that being said, without further ado, let us get into the Smoke Pit episode 111, 111 live.
Welcome to the Smoke Pit. It's Friday night, come and take a load off. Come sit in the Smoke Pit, it's time for us to show off. It's been a long week, come relaxing, get some laughs in, and let's talk about these brackets. And while we at it, tell me whose man's is this? Cause I got questions, I'm hoping you can answer it. Get ready, cause you know we gon' talk a lot of shit. It's Mac and Mac, welcome to the Smoke Pit.
Yep. Y'all know what it is, man. It's the homie, Mac, aka your boy. And like I talked about before the intro rolled in, it'll just be a one-man show tonight. Shout out to the homie Black. Hopefully everything is going as well as it can in that situation. But like I said, we'll try to hold it down on the DFPN side. It's Friday. Made it back. Last week we took a night off, spent some time with family, and then right back on the grind this week. And of course, the world did not disappoint when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of crazy shit was going on since we last talked. Most importantly, we wanted to talk about Carlee Russell. As everybody knows, her kidnapping turns out was not real. Did you? Who would have thought? Who knew? I never would have assumed. I think everybody in this country was just like, bro, this is too out of pocket for this to be real. You always got to give that 1% chance that some shit could be real. But then like, I think everybody was like, not everybody. Because I mean, they did raise like over $60,000 for reward for any information coming around to find her, but that's neither here nor there. Lizzo is in the news for some very negative reasons why, but again, they're all allegations. Nothing has been proven yet. And then to wrap it up, we'll talk about Cedar Point over in Ohio. And I don't know what Ohio did, but it's becoming the next Florida as far as state memes go. But like me personally, I have no problem with Ohio. I've been there a couple times. It was all right, you know. I ain't do too much out there, but some crazy shit happening with roller coasters out there that are stopping in mid ride and people having to take stairs to get off the roller coaster. But there's some other stuff popping off too that we may get into. But again, don't expect this to be the standard length of the show. We'll be dabbling because I can only do so much talking by myself. But I do want to say, hey, check the descriptions. You see what it is. Right now, people are watching it now. Shout out to Jeff. Lizzo, you scandalous hoochie. Hey, I don't know if you read all them articles, but that is not too far off of what her the defendants are saying, the plaintiffs, I would say, are saying about her. So if you're watching this live, you know what it is. Patreon.com/thatfeelingpodcast. You know what I'm saying? And you can get in and watch these live episodes and interact live like my homie Jeff is doing right now. Or if you just want to wait till Monday to watch them on YouTube and listen to them wherever you stream your podcast at, you can do that as well. But I think it's a little bit more fun when you can interact and be a part of the show. So if you want to pop in there, look at the perks, pick which one you want, and you get in there as well. And you know, depending on the perks you get to, you get the episodes a little bit earlier than when they pop off on YouTube. So it's a lot of things. That party was a banger, bro. We also got music. Shout out to the homie Mark SX, MRKXX, Mark Socks, however you want to say it, the general of that feeling, constantly putting music out there. My man Black Mac put out his EP, made his Kelvin Kately book 1, collected a bunch of the singles he's made over the past years and then put them on a project. So shout out to the members of the Bandcamp. If you're not a member, to check that out, go ahead and look in the description for the Bandcamp link. And then as well, we got merch. So check that out too, the link below. Now, we got a shot here. You know, this shot is for my man Black and his family going through what they're going through. This will be an occurring theme. I don't know if you're aware, but us over here at Dat Film Podcast Network, we're a pretty close bunch. Even though we're geographically separated, majority of us one from another, but the stuff we do behind the scenes, the collaborations we do, the planning we do, you can't just do that with just anybody. Trust me, I've been in the military for over 20 years and trying to coordinate with people, get everybody on the same page for something. It's harder than it seems, right? So to be able to get a group of people together to put on the shows and stuff that we do, it's an amazing thing. And I don't take it for granted one bit. So but again, we know that life happens. Sometimes people need to take a step away and prioritize other things. And I think that's another another awesome part of us is that we all understand that. So again, a shot for Black, but not only him, anybody else going through some real troubling and hard times. Just know that if you hear any of our voices, anybody on the network, listen to any of our podcasts, watch any of our streams, we're here for you. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't know you personally, we just know that it life sucks sometimes, man. And sometimes you just need a outlet, a getaway. And hopefully our shows provide that. And so here's to better days. Life does suck. But it gets better. It gets better. All right. So here's to everybody who's going through something. Just know it's going to come out on the other side and everything will slowly but surely get back to where it was. All right. Salud. Shout out to Kim also in the comments. What up, Kim? All right. First thing we got to talk about Miss Carlee Russell. Now, like I said, and I know me and Black talked about it on the last show. If you couldn't tell, we were very super over the top, hella skeptical on her whole arrest or kidnapping situation. The story she told was kind of sitcomish. It was just like, I don't know. And you just coming back, and the story you said, like they didn't handcuff you or restrain you. That's why you got no marks and all of the other crazy stuff. I mean, it was very suspicious. Obviously people are concerned. Enough people, in fact, to raise $65,000 for a GoFundMe to award anybody who had information to help bring her back to her family. Only for her to come back to her family by herself and to act like she made a crazy escape and all of this other stuff, which is fine. It's fine because you're not hurt. Your life was never in danger. That's cool. I am glad that you are not in danger, because my heart would have really hurt if a family member or if a family was to lose their daughter in a situation like that, for her to just be snatched up and never seen again. However, I mean, you were taking manpower and time from law enforcement and investigators and other people who voluntarily gave up their free time to search these woods looking for you. And you was just out and about somewhere, nobody knows where, but you come back home, you act like your head's not in the right spot because you went through some traumatic stuff. Kim's like, but where's the baby? The male toddler, not the baby. Come on now, it's a male toddler, Kim. She was very specific in stating that to her peoples. But so it turns out the last week that Smoke Pit took off, her lawyer and her were supposed to meet with the police and for an interview, right? And they didn't show up. And the only thing the police received was a statement from her her lawyer that reads as follows, and I quote: "There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area where she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident. This was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone for the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who are searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, and to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter." Ha. So here we are. The police were pretty much on the way to let her know, like, we think you faked this, based on the investigation they did. Like we talked about in a previous episode, searches of her internet are, just looking up her internet search history. How much does it cost? Do I have to pay to start an Amber Alert? What's the maximum age that you have to be for an Amber Alert to be triggered? One-way ticket from, Montgomery to Nashville. Looking up what Taken, the movie Taken and everything. A lot of stuff she was looking into. So the police, they're pretty much, they got to go dot all the I's and cross all the T's. But I know in that station, they was like, this bitch here, this bitch right here played us like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to go arrest her, but they're doing their due diligence. Hey, we would like you and your attorney to show up. We got some stuff to ask. We want you to come with your attorney because we don't want it to seem like we're trying to do something out of pocket. We want you to have your legal representation there. However, we do have some questions. It's all right, cool. So then for them to not show up to the meeting only to receive this written statement from her attorney, they went ahead and was like, you know what? A warrant has been put out for her arrest. She's been charged with several misdemeanors. The bail was like $6,000, so she's out on bond, and so she's out and about. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's kind of looking at it like, yo, so wait a minute, it's just misdemeanors for this? Like it's just misdemeanors, like nothing more serious than that. So the police chief is just like, people are mad that this is only misdemeanors. People have reached out to us. People have been X, Y, and Z, all this other stuff. We're going to go talk to the powers that be to change these laws to make it more of a stiff penalty for people to do this, so it's not something that people would try to continue to do if they know they can just get off with some misdemeanors or whatnot. And I kind of agree with that, because I mean, you really fucking with people's emotion. You know, it's almost like emotional abuse for family and friends and in your community that come together and they're trying to find you, and your lawyer's like, you wasn't in a hotel, you wasn't in, like, where were you? That's question number one for me. And let me go back to his quote. My client did not have any help in this incident, so this was all you, Carlee. This was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. My client apologizes. That's it? We just gonna apologize? So if you wasn't in the hotel, you didn't leave the Hoover area, where was you at, Carlee? Where was you at? You didn't have any help with this? Was you just in a tent? Did you have a tent, Carlee? Where was you with Craig and them? Shut up, Kim. Like I'm bro. If I was the cops and I'm just like, we had a whole meeting scheduled to talk about this, sir, and you give me this handwritten or email thing, probably with a fancy letterhead from the law offices of, what's this dude's name? Durzis? Is that his last name? What's this man's whole name? I want to know her. No, this is the police chief, Nick Durzis. Her attorney's name is Emery Anthony. So Emery, I need you to really talk to your client. First of all, like, as a lawyer, how do you take a case like this? You know what I'm saying? How do you take a case like this where you choose to defend somebody who comes to you like, this is what I did. The cops think I'm lying. I need you to defend me. You know what I'm saying? Can you not just turn people away? Is that not good business practice as a defense lawyer? Like, if it's a case you know your ass finna lose, can you just not do that? Also, you know this person's probably gonna have to pay some kind of crazy fine, so financially they won't be in the right spot to pay you for your services. Or is this something that you're doing just to get your name out there in the public, which I think this is? But is this the type of publicity you want? Defending I was about to say defending a crazy person. Defending a questionable young woman who is obviously going through some things. Okay, we'll just say it like that. Is this what you want your name out there for, sir? Bro. So her mother, Carlee Russell's mother, says she believes her daughter was abducted before returning home. Carlee has given detectives her statement, and hopefully they are pursuing her abductor. Ma'am. So apparently this, I'm late. This was in July 24th. They were supposed to have a meeting. The attorney was supposed to come out and speak with the Hoover Police Department. I've been trying to find that video. Let me give it another shot. Because I want to see her lawyer up here taking that L. Because I clicked on a couple videos and it just goes to a press conference where like the police chiefs and everybody's talking. So Kim's like, if you were yes, if I'm a defendant, like 60K is 60K, but that's 65, that money isn't going to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's money they raise that's going back to the people that donated. So I don't think they just have the 60K to just to throw out there. There's video of her leaving her lawyer's, her attorney's office. I don't know if there's a video of him giving this statement, but I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, what did she think the end game was? What did she think the end game was? Like, she thought that she was going to get away with this. I don't know why people do stuff like this and think they're going to get away with it. With all the shows that are out there, like, and I know Hollywood takes some kind of a, artistic freedom when they do stuff like CSI and Law and Order, like where these guys just don't get away with shit. Will they provide them with something? Kim's in the comments saying the state will provide the lawyer with something. I don't know. I got to look into that. If it's public defender, then yeah. Which that might be, because I don't know if she was able to hire somebody, so that may be her public defender. So he'll get something, but it ain't a good look. Like, I'd be like, man, come on, don't give me this K-State. Alabama, leave me alone. Alabama, leave me alone, please. But people trying to get over on investigators and stuff like that. And let me just say, pulling this first sergeant stuff when we have to get 3-letter organizations involved, and any kind of investigation organization involved with something, the stuff that they come back with, the stuff that these people can find out, you can't take that chance, girl. What is you out here doing? She really thought that this was going to get over well. She really went out here and was just like, yo, I could do this. I could really do this. And then they'll make a movie about me and everything. First of all, let me just say this. As I previously stated, they are people who are trained to find out it's like, bro, you got shows like Cheaters. You know what I'm saying? Where like motherfuckers, they don't even have the skills and the abilities and the technology. They just be like, I'm gonna just follow this person and get this information. You got private eyes out there that will just do the most underhanded stuff to get the information for their clients. And then you have, well-trained state, federal paid investigators who been doing, bro, like come on. Internet search history. Like, if you watched any kind of crime things, like you know they looking for this shit. You know they're gonna look for this shit. Anytime something crazy happened, they be like, look, what was she looking up? What was she looking up? That's why I can't be doing nothing like that. I can't be getting no kidnapped and stuff, man. They be like, yo, you was looking at what? What? Lizzo made dancer eat banana out of a vagina. What is this man looking for? Be like, it's for podcasts. I swear to God. Yay, yo, what has Willie been looking at? I swear to God, he has a podcast. He just looks stuff up for topics. I swear to God. This isn't for his personal enjoyment. He's trying to just run a show. So I swear to God, that's all that shit is for. Yo, y'all gotta stay off my search history, bro. My FBI, whoever, FBI guy. I know you probably hacked into like webcams and all that other stuff, bro. You know what it is. You know what I do. Agent whatever. Agent Scully. You know what it is I'm doing out here. But I'm waiting to see what they do. Obviously, she's just gonna pay these fines, probably do a year in jail for what he said, or each misdemeanor is a year in jail. I think it's like 5 or 6 misdemeanors. So we'll see what happens to her. Is she gonna do a whole 5 years in jail? I would like to see that based on your idiocy, but we'll see what happens. And like the police chief said, man, he's going up to talk to the powers that be to get the punishment for falsely reporting a kidnapping a little bit more ouchy, if you will, like, probably a felony, maybe, something real. Kim, your 9-year-old stay. As long as he going to watch some silly videos on YouTube, that's cool. But if he start typing some wild shit to have your FBI agent start, putting you on the interest list, then that's when you should be concerned. That's when you should be like, hey, yo, what is going on out here? Oh, man. But speaking of my search history, we moving on to Lizzo. Now, I don't know if you guys been in the news, but like I said last show, I've been doing a pretty good job keeping my nose out of current events until it's time to start researching stuff for a podcast. But I've in the group, and y'all keep me on my toes. I started noticing people posting about Lizzo in the group, and I'm just like, oh shit, what's going on with Lizzo? Because if you go back and listen to my previous podcast, I said what I said, don't at me. There's an episode I did about Lizzo, and it was after the time she showed up to the Lakers game with that shirt with the whole ass cut out and a thong, and was just walking around doing the most, being extra, if you will. It wasn't like she was just walking around like she didn't have the whole in her whole ass out, right? She knew she had her whole ass out, and she was acting a whole ass with her whole ass out, if that makes sense. Being extra, because that is her brand, body positivity. Look at me. I'm comfortable in my skin. Let me do my thing. And like, I'm 100% all for that. Comfortable in your skin, walk around, wear what you want, all of that stuff. But don't continue to do stuff to draw attention to yourself, if that makes sense. Now it's up to her to do that, but that's where I'm kind of like, all right, Lizzo, calm down. Like, we see, you're embracing your body. That's cool. But stop doing the most, right? Like, you can show up to the game with that, and I'll be like, I mean, that's cool if she likes it, but that ain't for me. But then, like, after every timeout, you getting up, twerking and doing extra shit because your ass cheeks are out. That's where I'm just like, all right, like, now this isn't just you. This is your character at this point, right? This is a character that you're putting on. Okay, that's you, Lizzo. Now everything you do after that, as far as body positivity, I'm like, this is just an act, an act. So fast forward to nowadays, she recently won an Emmy, I believe, for her Netflix show, Watch Out for the Big Girls. It's GRRRLS, 3 R's. Watch out for the big girls. And apparently it's a competition or something to put a spotlight on plus size dancers. And turns out that those dancers end up going on tour with Lizzo to be her tour dancers, right? So she's breaking the mold, shattering the mold of the video vixens and the background dancers that you used to know or see performing with stars on tour. Visually pleasing, I guess, or the aesthetic to what Hollywood or the industry would assume is what is attractive or what is necessary for a dancer to look like. She's like, nah, big people can dance too. And I'm, like I said, 100% cool with that. Because how would I look as a black man not being okay with people getting opportunities given to them to show that they can perform based on, just their physical appearance, right? Because there was a time black people couldn't get opportunities because of how we looked. You know what I'm saying? So good on her for bringing that to light. I applaud Lizzo. Thank you for doing that. However, 3 people who have been on, I think 3 people are pressing charges against Lizzo. 2 of them were actual contestants on the show. So they're all 3 former dancers, right? Let me see. So I got this article from Vox.com, and it said the allegations against Lizzo briefly explained. So once I saw briefly explained, I'm like, thank you so much, because I'm not trying to read too much into this, right? But here we go. So the lawsuit filed by 3 of Lizzo's former dancers this week also alleges misconduct by her production company, Big Girl Big Touring Incorporated, and her dance team captain, Charlene Quigley, Among the claims included in the suit is that Lizzo pressured dancers into unwanted sexual situations, made statements that were perceived as thinly veiled comments about a dancer's weight gain, and put people through grueling rehearsals that led to one dancer soiling herself. Hey, yo. So the lawsuit includes the claims created a hostile work environment, engaged in sexual harassment. Okay. So of course, when this stuff pops off, you're being charged with something. As a star and you're 100% innocent, the first thing you do is go to Instagram and you do one of those note posts where you just use Apple Notes or whatever, type it up and then post it as an image instead of putting it on your Twitter or just saying anything. So she says in her post, the last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. Like, first of all, what's that scene from a 40-year-old version? First of all, I don't understand what all them big words mean, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect, right? Like, if this was really you, Lizzo, you think you're gonna sit out here overwhelmingly disappointed. My respectfulness has been questioned. I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to be addressed. These sensationalized stories, like, God damn, Lizzo, calm down. Calm down. The minute, like, normally I choose not to respond to false allegations, but because these are as unbelievable as they sound, I have to say something. Like, I'm usually the person that I would have to defend myself against something that sounds plausible, Oh shit, Will was just out here speeding, or Will was out here doing this, Now, if you're out here like Will was out here robbing a bank, like, I feel like I shouldn't have to come out and make a statement. Will was out there planning to rob the U.S. Treasury out in fucking Denver. Trust me, if I ever get to a point where people are putting false allegations out like that, I ain't got nothing to say. Like, I will never have to feel the need to explain myself if I know I didn't do the crazy thing people are saying. Like, if I'm out there and we're doing a podcast tour, right? DFPN, we out there, when we make it and we start taking our shows on tour, and then whoever's behind the scenes working the production and stuff is like, yo. So Kim's in the comments, so I'm working on the patio with Kim, and we went out after one of the shows having a couple drinks, and she made me eat a banana out of a girl's pussy. Like, Kim, would you feel the need to address that? You know what I'm saying? Or would you just let the legal process go through what it does, and then when it's proven wrong, like, you just keep moving on with your life? Because I feel the minute you have to jump out and be like, nah, I didn't do none of it, like, especially using these words, Lizzo, like I did with Carlee Russell, like, the scale is not, like, I'm leaning towards you is probably out here wilding out based on how you be acting when you out in public. Like, you living your life. You out here living your life. But like I said, like, if you is as big, and big, I mean that as famous, like popular, not big as in size. So let me just correct that before anybody thinks I'm trying to make jokes about her weight, even though she would have no problem with me calling her big, seeing how her company is called Big Girls Touring Incorporated. But I digress. So she goes on to say, as an artist, I've always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I am not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these past few days. I'm very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in this world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. That was her statement. You know, pretty much letting everybody know I'm not going to stand by and let these people make allegations of this magnitude against me without fighting back. So the section here says the allegations against Lizzo, briefly explained. Let me breeze through here. The civil lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles and could result in monetary damages for the plaintiffs if it was to move forward and the defendants were found liable. So the allegations made it against all three include a hostile work environment that featured sexual harassment, a failure to prevent or remedy sexual harassment in the workplace, and a failure to prevent or remedy religious harassment in the workplace. The plaintiffs claim that they were made to feel their employment was precarious and that they had to comply with the request that made them uncomfortable in order to continue working. And I can see that. You're working for a very powerful person who can replace you at any moment. So her lifestyle that she puts out there, right? Oh, Eric, 100% a countersuit is coming. So I can see that possibly being a thing. A lot of people are just like, I mean, it's my boss. She pays my bills. You know, I'm traveling with her. Her lifestyle, you know, she's very out there, very eccentric. So there's a lot of things that I feel pressured I have to do in order to Jen's like replace me. But yeah, it's a weird spot to be in. Some of those requests were of a sexual nature, going back to the article, including, among other things, pressure from Lizzo to attend a performance with nude dancers in Amsterdam, to eat bananas placed inside nude dancers' genitals. Oh, gross, man. And pressure one of the plaintiffs to touch a dancer's breast. So that's wild. Yeah, I mean, if there were contracts for that, you know, like if legally there were if there was something in the contract, the only thing I can see that could save is like if it was a NDA or something, you know, like you can't talk about none of the shit we do on tour or whatever, you know, like I doubt that. But like Eric said, in the music and Hollywood scene, when you get involved with some famous people and you hanging out with them afterwards, normally their people would cover their backs and there'd be like some NDA or something like that. But and like I said, the boisterous persona she puts out when she's out and about, when she's Lizzo and not, you know, in front of camera, in front of people on stage, Lizzo, is like I can see her going out with her people and being like, yo, let's turn up, let's do this, you know. But yeah, I mean, to get to that point where, like, you know, you're having a good time, you're just like, oh shit, you know, oh, you know, this banana was in that girl's, you know, pussy, you got to eat it. And they're like, no. And just like, no, you got to eat it or you're fired. Like, if that's what was going on, 100% Lizzo was out of pocket. But if you ate it with no problem, because you know, like if you felt peer pressure, you know, like I wanted to say no, but I couldn't because I was in fear of my job, that's kind of sketchy. But like if you came out and was like no, which I would assume most people would be, like I don't know what's been going on in this woman's vaginal region, but if a whole banana can just go up there and just slide back out like that, fully intact, yeah, I can't do that. Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it, Lizzo. Don't make me do this, Lizzo, because I'm gonna tell people. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to tell people. I'm gonna have to tell people if you try to force me to do this, I don't want to put you on blast for this, Lizzo, but hey, don't test me. Truth hurts, as your song says. Other allegations were tied to religious harassment. So the dance captain, I believe, Quigley was her last name. She spoke extensively about her religious views as a Christian and berated those who didn't share those beliefs. It claims that one dancer's virginity was frequently discussed without her consent, and that dancers were pressured to participate in group Christian prayer, regardless of their religious beliefs. All three defendants did little to remedy such actions despite knowing about them, the lawsuit claims. So pretty much, we brought these up and y'all continue to not do anything, right? Lizzo was out here having us eat soaked bananas, and your dance captain over here is trying to have us join her cults. It's a weird position for dancers to be in. I will say I was on Instagram, and the Shade Room had a post that had a audition tape for one of the dancers or one of the plaintiffs that are filing the civil suit. It was her audition tape for season 2 of Lizzo's show on Netflix. And of course, she's just like, oh, it's a great experience. I'm having a great time and all that stuff. And people are like, see, why would she make these claims if she was having such a great time? And it goes back to, she wants the job. Like the fuck, right? Like, what are you talking about here? What are we talking about here? Oh man. Yeah, so shout out to EJ and Jen. They're in the comments too. So Eric says, I seriously doubt they were forced. It was probably partying and got crazy and regretted it later. I can see that too. Like I was talking about, you're rolling with Lizzo and it's, turn up, turn up, turn up. And then like after you eat it in your stomach the next day, you're probably like, bro, I shouldn't have ate that fucking vagina. Vagina. Banagina. Just making a new word up. I should not have ate that vagina. But yeah, and then how religious can you be eating vajayjay bananas? I'm hoping the dance captain was not with them, being as a devout Christian as she is, which is kind of weird, because Lizzo is kind of out there. Not a whole lot of what she does is kind of fitting into the typical Christian, a Christian of this level that's forcing people to, participate in prayer to a God that they probably don't believe in and stuff. So, like, I can see a lot of this stuff. Being in the military, granted, we're not making people do that. Well, I'm not aware of making people do that, but sometimes your boss wants you to do something and you do it. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. As long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical, you gotta do what you gotta do. The religious one, that often comes into question because there's a lot of religious views, a lot of different faiths that people follow in the military. And every time you go somewhere, the chaplain is always doing the invocation, praying to God, Jesus, saying amen. And, everybody has to bow their head. So it's something where I'm like, I understand it's tradition, but at a certain point, you got to stop having that, unless that's that individual's faith and he wants that, like a retirement or whatever, changing, if that's that person's faith and he wants his God, his higher power to watch over this ceremony and stuff, cool. It's a weird spot, but I digress. Yeah, but I'm looking at this and a part of me is looking at this like, Lizzo is out here wilding. There's another portion I want to read that's super out of pocket. So another part of the lawsuit highlights concerns Lizzo had allegedly expressed about Davis's struggles on tour, including comments Davis perceived as thinly veiled, concerns about weight gain. Such statements followed alleged remarks Lizzo previously made about Davis's weight, which the suit claims led her to feel self-conscious and required to speak on the issue. The suit details, too, a grueling surprise audition dancers already hired on the tour had to undergo. So you're already on the tour, and mid-tour, Lizzo's like, bow, spot check. It's like a spot eval, right? Like you just showing up. It's like, bam, I want to see if you can still do these moves. Get on it. So they had the audition to remain on the tour, stay ready. You never have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So that was Lizzo's mindset, apparently. But anyway, so where were we at? The suit details, too, a grueling surprise audition dancers already hired on the tour had to undergo in order to keep their positions, during which Davis soiled herself out of fear that she would lose her spot as a dancer if she went to the restroom. Davis claimed she was given transparent shorts to change into. Lizzo denied these allegations and has yet to signal what steps she plans to take. Now, yes, Jen. So Lizzo was saying, yo, you eating good on this tour, Davis. Allegedly, Lizzo was saying that. So now Davis, who was super nervous about weight gain, now is like, yo, y'all got to dance to remain on the tour. Show me y'all can still do these moves, right? So this dancer was like, I was so nervous that I shat myself because I thought that if I asked to go to the restroom, I would get fired from the tour. This one I'm finding super hard to believe. Not saying that it's impossible, because I know some people be trying to run a strict shit. Well, you gotta, when the show's on the road, like you gotta prove that you can perform under this kind of pressure and XYZ, this, that, and the third, but I feel like if you really had this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you were thinking about walking to the restroom, you're leaving your dressing room or whatever thing, and you're like, I'm gonna go take a shit, and somebody stops you like, bam, abracadabra, bitch, we doing surprise auditions. And it's like, oh shit, well, I was about to shit, but okay. Like, I feel like if you told Lizzo, let me go shit, let me go shit real quick, and then I'll come back and dance my ass off. Let me go shit, and I'm gonna come and dance my ass off, right? Nah, you sit up there and you go literally shit yourself because you were scared you'd get fired. A dance start. But then, like, so you shit yourself, and they're just like, here are some shorts, and they're transparent. So I feel like that's over the top. But again, like, people have, like, the entertainment, drop it like it's hot. Oh, these comments are wild. The entertainment business is wild. Like, people get a certain amount of power and a certain amount of fame, and they feel like a god. Like, you guys are mortals. You guys got to do what I say, or you're not getting money, right? You feel you have people, you can play with people's fucking just livelihoods. This is out of, if this is proven to be true, I don't know. Like, if these allegations come through, Lizzo is done. Right. Her whole brand, body positivity, the Emmy she won for that show, highlighting plus size dancers, taking them on tour, giving them some visibility and bring them in the spotlight. Like, that was an amazing thing. But if you were doing this to them behind the scenes, like, bro, you got to go, Lizzo. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to tell people, like, I think Lizzo is just a little too over the top with what she's doing with the body positivity. And she's saying, people are just uncomfortable with it because they're not used to seeing this. Like, no, it's just starting to be cringe at a certain point. I'm glad I wasn't famous because I wasn't getting real hate back from it. It was just a couple people that were just like, So what if X, Y, and Z? I'm just like, bro, I'm just saying it's just not for me. You know, she's not doing nothing illegal. You know, she's not doing anything crazy, you know, not putting anybody in any kind of harm. But it's just like, I get it, you know. I know a lot of plus size people who are very comfortable with their bodies, but they're not going to, you know, nationally televised basketball games in a long t-shirt with the ass cut out and a thong and heels. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that. But that's just me though. Like the comments are kind of going down the same way. Go live in Europe. Apparently that's where she needs to be. If she all about the bananas out of the vaginas, what do we call them? Vaginas. If that's what she likes, man, uh, normally if I ain't gonna, I was gonna say something. I was like, yeah, that's kind of gross. But normal person would have been arrested for public indecency. I mean, but it was in LA, so I mean, they were probably, you know how California is. It's like West Coast Florida in a sense, like weird. And then Ohio's like Midwest Florida in a sense. But I mean, Lizzo is a beautiful person, you know. And I think that's where people get mixed up, right? When people can be beautiful and not be your type. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lizzo is a beautiful person. I am not attracted to Lizzo. You know, so people be like, oh, you know, discrimination or whatnot. Everybody just has a type. Like, people shouldn't be expected to just be thinking everybody is sexy, right? and that's just how I feel about it. But I don't know. I'm just a part of, like, this is the weird part for me. A part of me wants some of this to be true, to the point where like Lizzo has to check herself a little bit. Like, I don't want her to be, oh shit, the Cardi B, my man in the thing. So the comments are, one person's like, she wants to be the big girl's Cardi B, right? Like, she wants to just be out there. And then my man Jeff is like, oh, Lizzo's throwing mics at people too. I don't know if y'all seen that, but hey, yo, so sidebar. There's a video going around. Cardi was performing at some festival. Some audience member gets a cup full of ice water or whatever the fuck he was drinking. I would want to hope that it was water that he's throwing up there, because like alcoholic beverages at these things are not cheap, right? So my man goes up there with the joint, tosses it on Cardi. Cardi looks and was just like, you thinking you finna get away with this? The initial reaction, boy. Cardi looked, but she caught that microphone back. I was like, yo, it's about to go down. And like, you know, after she throws the mic, you know, security jumps out there, gets old boy and stuff. But it's good to see that, you know, she still got that in her. You know, it would be hard for me. Yeah, like, I know I'm famous. I have security that I'll get in there and take care of that. But people be trying these celebrities like they're not still human and won't have like human reactions and stuff. I don't know if she asked to throw the water. I didn't, like, I saw it, but I didn't have the sound on. She was like, you just tossed that water up there. She was like, yeah. And security was like, yo, let's go do it. Gotta go beat this motherfucker up and then drag him out of the festival. But like, how could you, like, what level of fame do you need to be at to where that can happen to you? And you're just like, you know, I won't react. My security's on it, and then keep performing. Because that would have been the most professional thing she could have done at the time. Keep the show going. Just let security handle that and move on. But I get it, like, you chilling and somebody just disrespects you. Like, it's like, I don't know why throwing drinks on somebody is considered that disrespectful. I've never had it happen to me. There's a lot of things that people have done to certain people, and they would take it as a level of disrespect to where they would need a reaction. If it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit would be going on. You know what? We got time. Let me see. Let me ask the Google machine. Did Cardi ask water to be thrown on her? What? So Cardi B reacted by throwing, yo, now she's under investigation. The dude is pressing charges against Cardi. Cardi B asked fans to throw water on her during the Vegas concert. What? Oh, we got to see this. Did y'all hear that? Oh, video. Hold on. I'm sitting here watching it and y'all sitting there like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Quit being stingy and show us the video. God. All right.
Performed at an outdoor daytime party at Dre's nightclub on Saturday, July 29th, with footage from the event showing her in the midst of performing Bodak Yellow, getting soaked with water from a fan in the crowd. In response, Cardi threw her microphone at the offender and was seen saying something along the lines of jealous as the drink tosser was escorted off the premises.
First of all, shout out to this person who was like y'all ain't throwing me out. This the motherfucker that threw the shit. It was her right there. She threw that shit.
Now, it seems the fan that tossed the drink was merely following orders, with TMZ reporting that right before the viral moment, Cardi asked fans to splash her with water. Additional scenes captured during Cardi's performance show her demanding the crowd to throw water on her in between songs since it was 105 degrees that day. Cardi's DJ additionally encouraged the crowd to splash her, and at one point, she even bent over and directed fans toward one particular area that needed hydration.
Bitch, I'm dying. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Throw me some water again, bitch, because I'm hot. Hey, give me some water. Splash her down. Give me some water. Splash her the fuck down. Woo, that shit feel good. Put that shit in my pussy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bitch. Sexy lady, let me hear you say, yeah.
Additionally, Cardi's projectile microphone didn't even hit the right person, with an innocent fan taking a bruise as a result of the rapper's toss. When I'm the one who gets smoked by the microphone but didn't throw the drink, the fan who goes by Paxi Baby wrote on TikTok, I'm bruised and sore. In the clip, the fan responsible for the...
Now, let me just say this. I'm sure this person is not bruised and sore by the microphone. If it was a regular person that threw the microphone, he'd be straight. Like if I threw a microphone at him, this dude would probably be upset and want to fight somebody. But Cardi hit me with a microphone. Oh my God, my life will never be the same again. Why, Cardi? Why, Cardi? I have to sue you. Yo, people never fucking miss the opportunity to get rich, bro. Jen, if I get hit by a microphone from Cardi B, I'm going to your house and you need to perform emergency surgery. My life is forever changed, Cardi. Why did you hit me with this microphone?
drink toss can also be heard apologizing, saying, I'm sorry, over and over again.
When I'm the one who gets smoked by the microphone but didn't throw the drink.
Also telling people to throw water on her.
Yeah, now that I know that part, bro, like I don't even understand why Cardi upset. Now, at first she was like, throw me some water up here. So with that initially, I'm thinking you throw me a bottle of water, I'll drink it. People started splashing, and the DJ's like, yeah, splash her down. Splash her down. And then she fed into that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. Like, unless there was like an ice cube that hit her or some shit. Like, I don't know how she just flipped from y'all splash my pussy with some water to bitch, you threw water at me, bop, and then hit the wrong person, be like, I'm sorry. You know, it's a whole lot of shit. But first of all, let me tell you, I would never be at a concert like that. Like if it's not stadium seating, if I can't sit down and watch, I can't go. I can't stand up and just watch somebody perform. I don't know who's standing in front of me. It might be a fucking NBA power forward. I can't see shit. You know what I'm saying? The water person was a marksman. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't water. Maybe he threw like drink on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that shit wild. Now that I know that part, Cardi, you out of pocket for that shit. Now, I'm sore and bruised. You already know what that is, man. That's it. Hey, I could come up on some shit, bro. I could come up on some shit. They rarely ever do sing, bro. Like rappers, because in the studio, the editor, they'll do some stuff to make the breath control ain't there when they're on stage doing it live. So they got the backing track and stuff. It's wild. But people just go for the persona. Like she probably really didn't even have to perform. She could have just been there and people would have paid to go. It's an appearance. And like she start rapping, they're just gonna rap the whole song with her and stuff. Like I've been to certain shows like that where the dude just and the audience is just singing the whole song, and I'm just like, I get it for certain parts, but fam. Sir, are you going to perform, or did I pay to perform for you? Like, this is the greatest hustle in the world. Anyway, there were some other things I wanted to get into, but we're already at just over an hour. So what I want to do to get away from all that is get into the final thoughts and stuff. And as I alluded to at the beginning, prior to the show start, as you've noticed, it's just me holding it down tonight, and my partner in crime, Black, is not here due to some things going on in the family. And I want to say this as a member of DFPN, the past, I would say probably year and a half, we've had members losing people in their family, going through very tough times. And like I was thinking about it last night actually, and how sometimes, man, I'm just looking at our collective over here, and I'm just like, bro, this is unheard of. Like I've never seen people take so many gut punches in life as in short succession, if you will. And when it happens, we do what we can. We take a break from some of the shows for people to get together and with their family and get through what they need to get through. And everybody else steps up and they do what they have to do. But like in my instance, I lost my youngest brother back in June, and so we were on hiatus for about 3 weeks doing Smoke Pit, but other shows went on. And it's tough. Your mind's not even thinking about coming back and doing anything. It's a tough time. And like I know it just doesn't happen to us over here at DFPN, it happens to everybody, right? So if you are going through something like that, and you're going through something in life and it's causing you to take a knee to gather yourself, I just want to say, make sure you take the necessary time. Don't feel rushed to come back from anything, because if you're not, you have to heal naturally from this. You can't force yourself to recover from something like that, the death of a loved one, whatever traumatic life event is hitting you. You should know when you are capable of getting back to taking one step in front of another one. So with that, this goes out to Black. If you watch and if you listen, we're with you. whatever you need, just say the word. We got you. Take your time. We'll keep the network running. I can't express take your time. Like I cannot stress that enough. Losing my brother was the hardest thing I've had to do. I lost my grandfather, but I wasn't at the funeral. I had to deploy, but I was there when he passed, and it was a gut punch. But not being at the funeral, I guess it didn't hit different, or it didn't hit as hard. With my brother, it was hella different because, you know, obviously you grow up with him. I just saw him a couple weeks prior to that, going to my niece's graduation, high school graduation. Saw him up there, spent time. He was in the Navy and was discharged. Never really talked too much, or I feel he wasn't really upfront with the reason why. Although in the Navy, he was going through some things, and I don't know if he brought that up and got the help needed, if anybody took him seriously. But thank you guys in the comments. But I felt like that had something to do. So he got out. He didn't have all of the benefits that most people would have with the honorable or just a general discharge. So so he was going through some things. Obviously, he hit some rough patches in life, trying to maneuver, figure himself out. Obviously made mistakes, right? Older brothers, parents talking to him like older brothers and parents do, like get your shit together type stuff. But he finally started to get his shit together, right? And then you get a call like you know, he's no longer with us. So super unfair. He's one of them situations where you can really understand how somebody is feeling, possibly, and you know how bad it is, so you want to take that bad feeling away, but there is nothing anybody can say to somebody going through that outside of my condolences, sorry for your loss, if you need anything, let me know. Anything past that, I was not wanting to hear any of that. Well, he's in a better place. I don't care. I want him here. I want my brother back. You'll see him again, and I don't care. I want him here. It's not fair. It's not. He's not even 40 yet. Like, he hasn't even lived life yet. He was turning around. He was turning the corner. He was getting the life he was going to deserve, that he deserved. He was working for. He needed that. And he's not here. And that hurt. So it took time. It took time. You go to work, you think work is going to help take your mind off of it. And it does for a little bit. But then when you have that small break where like nothing's going on, you just, you know, you dwell on it and then it just hurts again. So shout out to Conscious Rhymes, host of the Salute podcast over here on DFPN, lost his mom about a year ago, and wrote a beautiful, dedicated his latest album, Jackie's Son. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. Amazing album dedicated to his mom. And then, you know, what my man Black's going through. Like I said, if you need anything, man, if you need anything, let us know. And we got you. To anybody else going through something like that, talk to somebody, you know, don't let it eat you up. It's okay to talk about it. And 100%, it's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. You need that time. And like even if it's in portions or whatnot, like if you just need to let that out. Can't hold that in. It's like self-therapy for myself over here. But no, like you know, my people's in the comments here, you know, I got nothing but love for them. Nothing but love. There's not a checklist on steps to recover from something like this. So if you are going through it, the best thing I can tell you is just take your time to recover from it, right? There's not a set standard time to how to recover from loss of a loved one. You know, traumatic news, somebody close to you being diagnosed with cancer or something like that. You know, it's one of those things. My friend Kim says she goes to the beach and that kind of helps her let that stuff go. I would go to the gym and like listen to music, but then certain songs would come on, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you just gotta put one step in front of one foot in front of the other one. You're not gonna get back to the pace of life that you were on, how you were just getting through the day, boom, boom, boom. You're not just gonna jump right back into that pace. You know, it'll probably be a crawl, walk, run stage just to get back into the flow. I'm thinking I'm getting back into kind of like a fast walk, a jog, if you will, not a sprint, not a, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in a better place now than I was probably about a month ago when this happened. So loss, tragedy affects everybody differently. In the military, it's kind of a stigma to just get right back in there. Don't talk to mental health type stuff, but fuck all that. Get yourself right. Whatever it takes, time, you know, therapy, counseling, whatever it takes, just get yourself right. And before you know it, you know, you'll start seeing yourself moving forward. But yep, 100%, Kim, your rhythm is your rhythm. Don't let anybody tell you else. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. With that being said, I'll go ahead and wrap up episode 111 of the Smoke Pit. Again, like I said, energy, it was good. Shout out to all of that tuned in live. You guys make the show great. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of easier to do a show like this when you have that interaction. So all the patrons that tuned in and contributed to the conversation, it's dope. And also let this be a promo to those who are listening to this on Monday or watching this on Monday, and you're on the fence about checking out our Patreon to be able to join this live. Just know that Cardi B segment would not have happened without my team over here. You know what I'm saying? My commenters over here, my patrons. You know what I'm saying? So they provided you that amazing content, and you can also do that. Like our show kind of is fluid, so you can probably come on here and bring up a topic that's going to trump another topic we're talking about. But I digress. Thank you guys. 100%. Could not have done it without you guys tonight. And Black, if you're watching, bro, anything you need, man, we got you. And that's coming from everybody over here at DFPN. So, wrapping this episode up, I am the homie Mac, aka your boy. And as my guy, bred like a king, made his Kelvin Carlee would say, have love, make sex. I can't even do it right. Black, we need you back, bro. Have love, make sex. Peace.
Welcome to the Smoke Pit. It's Friday night, come and take a load off. Come sit in the Smoke Pit, it's time for us to show off. It's been a long week, come relaxing, get some laughs in, and let's talk about these brackets. And while we at it, tell me whose man's is this? Cause I got questions, I'm hoping you can answer it. get ready, cause you know we gon' talk a lot of shit. It's Mac and Mac. Welcome to the smoke pit.